Hi, my name is Tom Van Kempen, and I pastor the greatest church in Las Vegas, Nevada, called the Champion Center of Las Vegas. And it's been a great pleasure of mine to be here at Legacy Conference here in Sacramento, California. I just heard one of the greatest messages I've ever heard in my entire life. And it talked about having the right man in your life as a man. And I was a lucky person. I was able to have two different men father me. First, a dad who loved me, a dad who provided for me, a dad who was there in sports and education and different things like that. And then I went away to college and I found this beautiful bride at Evangel University, and we decided to move out to California. I was a little hesitant because I found out that her dad was actually a pastor. But when I ended up meeting him, his name was Dr. Robert Gorey, and he led me spiritually for about 25 years of my life. He taught me how to study the Word. He taught me how to dive into it and tear it apart and find out what it really means. And he led me to become a leader myself. I remember the time when I was in California and I was working in the real estate industry. And he called me on the telephone from Eugene, Oregon. And he was telling me about some of the financial difficulties that they were struggling with. And I kind of laughed and half-heartedly said, "Hey, you want me to quit my job and join you in ministry?" And he goes, "Yes, that's exactly what I want you to do." Well, I didn't know what to tell my wife, because I think the reason she married me was because she thought we were going to get rich someday or something like that in the business world. But what ended up happening is we both quit our jobs. We moved up to Eugene, and I became his executive pastor there in a beautiful church called Willamette Christian Center. We spent a few years there, and then he took me to Las Vegas, Nevada, and he just showed me the ropes. He showed me how to love people, how to care about people. I was a real project-oriented kind of guy and didn't really understand what it meant to be a pastor, not even how to be a father, not even to be a good husband probably, but he taught me in the Word day after day, in staff meetings, around a good meal. And that's another thing he knew how to do. He knew how to eat, and he taught me where all the great restaurants were. So we're having this great time here at Sacramento at this Legacy Conference, and it just reminds me of him. Unfortunately, he died 5 or 6 years ago, and we miss him tremendously. And I remember at his funeral asking God, what am I going to do? My mentor is no longer here. My mentor has passed on, and he's in heaven with you someday. And that's when the Spirit of God said to me, "Pastor Tom, you're now the mentor." And so over the last 5 or 6 years, I've taken that legacy, I've run with that legacy, and the thing that I've learned tonight is I've got to take that legacy and I've got to leave it for somebody else. I have to give it to some young man, some young people, some people in my church, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave a legacy with my 3 sons, my daughter, my family, and as many young men and women in my church who will follow and who want to praise and worship God. That's the kind of church, that's the kind of community we have at the Champion Center. God bless you guys. It was lovely talking to you.